This channel is for adults and not for kids. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by. Got a super cool monster to show you today. This is the latest Venom figure that I'm adding to the collection. This is the MIGU Venom. He came out probably 4 or 5 years ago. I remember seeing it go up for order, and it's the only time I've really gotten screwed by putting a down payment on a figure and then sort of getting screwed in the process. 5K had him up for pre-order, and I forget how much money I put down on it, but I put down like a down payment, and then I never heard another word ever again. I never got the figure. I was never contacted, any of that stuff. So I sort of chalked it up to experience and figured I wouldn't get my hands on one. Anyway, lately, you know how, what is it, AliExpress, they're like the wild, wild west for bootlegs. I got me one of these from that AliExpress or AliExpress, however you pronounce it. And this is like a $300, $350 figure, and I managed to scoop him up for 60 bucks. So I'm pretty confident that this is a bootleg, but I'm not sure. It might be a factory sample. It might have come from the same factory, but maybe it didn't meet up to their quality control or something like that, because it feels very legit. I own some bootleg toys, and this doesn't have that feeling, so I was super happy. The only thing is, it didn't come with a box, but if you know me, that's not a big deal. I shit can most of the packaging anyway. This is a gorgeous version of Venom. He is huge. It's, well, you know what? I'll show you just how ginormous this damn thing is, and then I'll show you the details. Okay. Here is a Marvel Legends black-suited Spider-Man. A 6-inch figure. That's crazy. That's the 6-inch Spider-Man. That's this jacked version of Venom. I mean, size-wise, it's like if the Hulk got the symbiote stuck on him. Let me show you another Spider-Man that looks a lot better next to him. So this is one of the 1/6 scaled Marvel figures. And this one is a little easier to see. That's not that bad. I mean, he's still ginormous, but that's he's kind of drawn like that by some artists anyway. Now, I much prefer the McFarlane version of Venom, where he was jacked. He was like a bodybuilder, but he wasn't like a ginormous wall of muscle. But some artists draw him like that, and this doesn't look too bad. You could just chalk it up to the symbiote doing that to him. But yeah, not too bad. That looks pretty good. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it took a long time to find one of these. I didn't think I was going to ever get my hands on one. Like I said, I got screwed during the whole pre-order days for this guy, and I didn't think I would ever find one. And I was dicking around on that website, AliExpress, and I typed in Venom figures, and this big bastard showed up, and I was like, oh my god. So there's a lot of sellers on there that have him for sale. And some people, they want a lot of money for him, and some people don't. And I just kind of lucked out. There's no way I would have paid what some of those people were asking for. So I did gloss up the mouth and the teeth, so they look all wet and shiny. I did try and tone down a lot of this blue, because you know Venom is black, but they have this sort of midnight blue, cobalt blue, sort of dry brushed on him to highlight all the muscle tone. Anyway, I went over it with like a black wash, like some Nullen oil from Citadel, and just to dial it down a little bit because the blue stood out a little too much. He's got ratcheted joints. Let me show you. He moves really cool, and like I said, yeah, everything's ratcheted, and it really needs to be ratcheted to hold this beast up, you know, just so he can stand. You need his legs to, you need him to be ratcheted in order to support all this weight. Something stupid is his fingernails and his toenails were painted like a the same color as his teeth, sort of like a bright yellowish white, and it kind of threw me off. It's like, you know, do you guys even know who Venom is? Like, you know, Venom doesn't have fingernails per se, like long white fingernails, and he doesn't have long white toenails. So I went in and I painted them all black, the toes and the fingers, and you know, if I hadn't have said anything to you, you probably never would have noticed. But yeah, the sort of like the color of these drapes back here, just imagine that on his fingers and toes. It was very distracting because it's not like Venom at all. He does come with an alternate head, which I'll show you guys in a second. I think it's really stupid looking, but I'm going to customize it. So he comes with this head. Now, I'm going to put a link down below in the description of my other video that has all my Venom figures in it, and you guys will hear me rant all about how much I hate this stupid tongue that they gave Venom. He's got this giant tongue which would make it impossible for him to close his mouth. He couldn't bite, he couldn't chew, he couldn't do anything with this 9 feet of tongue coming out of his mouth. The first time he would try to bite down on something, he would, 14 pounds of tongue would fall out. So what I'm going to do with this alternate head, he's got clear translucent spit, but then the teeth are translucent too, which is kind of dumb. So I'm going to paint the teeth. I'm going to leave the spit translucent, but paint the teeth. I'm going to take this stupid tongue that they included, and I'm going to lop off about that much of it. So about this much of the tongue is going to be glued into his mouth. So it'll look like a, he'll have a tongue like a normal tongue inside there, like that. But absolutely not like this. That's so stupid looking. Anyway, that's the alternate head. I know some people, they love that big old tongue in Venom. I'm not one of those people. I have enjoyed Venom since his creation, and you know, that's my version of Venom that I like. I don't like that they turned him into this giant tongue monster. Now, you know, people that don't read the comic books, they think of Venom, they automatically think of that ginormous tongue. And it's just sad because that's not what the character was originally created as. So he's got these really cool hands on him right now. And these are cool. He's got, oh wait, see, I didn't paint these ones. Okay, yeah, look at that. These are the alternate hands. Look at this. Look at these fingernails. Like, what are you guys doing? So he's got these, they're cool shaped hands. But yeah, those nails, that's crazy. So his toenails looked like this, and obviously these hands look like this. So I'll have to paint these. I forgot that he had alternate hands, otherwise I would have painted these at the same time. So he's got these. He's got some like giant symbiote bladed weapons that you can put on his hands, or, you know, take off his hands and put these on. And then he's got some spiky ones, some spiky arm weapons, which that's okay. Then he's got an ass load of these symbiote tendrils, these like gooey tentacles that come off of him. I've never been a big fan of that look. I'm not a big fan of the tongue, and I'm not a fan of the tendrils squirming off of his body. I like it when the symbiote, you know, comes on top of him, and it looks like a bunch of tendrils, and it goes on top of him, and then when it leaves him, it goes off of him. But to have all these like writhing tentacles coming off of him at all times, it's distracting, and it's not too aesthetically pleasing to look at. It's kind of a mess. It's very busy. I like him sort of clean looking like that. Clean and dangerous, not a chaotic jumble of tendrils. Both heads light up. And let me tell you, if I had paid the $400 for this figure, I would have been mad as fuck. The light up feature is a nightmare to get to. I only managed to pull it off once, and that was trying to put the batteries in for 2 hours straight. His head comes off, and inside there is a small little electronic compartment. And it came with its own set of tools. There's a little Phillips screwdriver. There's this thing that you put the little batteries in. In theory, you put the batteries in it, then you put it in and you push the little plunger, and it pushes the batteries in place. In theory. Doesn't work out so well in real life. At least not my copy. And then it's got a little pair of tweezers. And that's all so that you can put the batteries in and activate the light up feature. The lights are not that strong. It's barely worth mentioning. I plan on storing him with the rest of my Venoms, so I don't have any batteries in him right now. I knew I was going to store him away, so I took the batteries out, but it wasn't that great of a feature. Like, the lights are not that bright, and the eyes are painted. They're painted white, so you only sort of see like a dim little light coming through. And it's, you know, it's kind of whatever, you know. Venom isn't known for having giant beaming headlights in his head. True, when McFarlane would draw him, sometimes you would only see the eyes and the teeth in the darkness, but that's more of like a just McFarlane's artistic side, as opposed to like an actual feature, you know. It's not like Venom was like, let me activate my light up eyes. He comes with this little booklet. It's got a breakdown of all the parts inside the figure, which is kind of a trip. Shows you the ways he can move. Now they also made a Carnage. There's a Carnage figure too. Yeah, that's how the little head mechanism is, with lights on the inside. But it is so far inside the head, and then the neck is restrictive, so you can't do it with your finger. You need to use the little tools they give you, and it's a fucking nightmare to try and put them in. Like I said, I was fucking with it for like 2 hours straight, and I finally got them in, and it wasn't that great of a feature. The lights weren't that strong, they weren't that bright. And I took him out because, like I said, I knew that after showing you guys this figure, he's gonna go in the big box with all the other Venoms. But man, he is a monster sized Venom. He's awfully cool though. I love Venom. So, you know, if you're talking DC Comics, Batman has the best villains. Batman's Rogue Gallery is by far the best. But if you're talking Marvel Comics, Spider-Man has the coolest villains. You've got the Lizard, you've got, you know, the Green Goblin, you've got the Hobgoblin, you've got Scorpion and the Rhino and all of the Sinister Six. You've got Mysterio. But my favorite bad guy of Spider-Man is Venom. Venom is just like the perfect monster bad guy. A crazed symbiotic alien suit that merges with a crazed bodybuilder reporter who Spider-Man destroyed his career. So both Eddie Brock and the symbiote both want revenge on Peter Parker, and they turn into this gorgeous monstrosity. I love Venom. Anyway, if you guys want, check out the other video that I will have linked below in the description, and you guys can see all the other Venoms I have. I do have another really cool Venom on the way, and I'm not talking about the Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends. I do have that on the way, but that's not what I'm talking about. I've got a really cool one that's supposed to show up in a couple weeks, and when I get him, I'll do another video. He's just as cool as this one. Not quite as big. This guy's a fucking moose. But, yeah, it's also very cool. Anyway, guys, that is a look at the highly posable, highly questionable, if this is legal, might be a knockoff, might be a bootleg. I think it's just I think it came from the same factory. I think it's an official product, but with no packaging, and it may have been, you know, maybe they didn't like the paints on it, or, you know, there's a million reasons why companies in China sell stuff out the back door, and a lot of the stuff, even though it's officially licensed shit by Marvel, you know, there's all kinds of reasons why these things get sold out the back door. Anyway, I'm just glad I only had to pay what I paid and I didn't have to pay several $100s for this piece. I've got a buddy who actually did get one of the legit versions with the box and everything, and he paid like $350 for it. And when I told him that I was getting this and how little I paid, he was pissed. But I mean, he was happy for me because he knew I wanted one. But anyway, all right, guys, that's the latest, greatest Venom that I have in my collection. Come back again, and we'll look at some more monsters. Whoa! Symbiote made the camera fall over. Yeah, come back again, and we'll look at some more cool monsters. Until then, happy Halloween.